June 3rd, 2015 has etched on national records for wrong reasons, partly the force of nature and partly man-made.
Dubbed Black Wednesday in Ghana, the twin fire and flood disaster on a wet evening left dozens dead and others with permanent disability.
It leaves a scar on the national conscience for negligent behaviour that considerably worsened the cold night. Napoleon Ato Kittoe reports.
A chilling news that shook Ghana to the foundations and made international headlines for the wrong reasons. A certain June 3rd, in which the firmament discharged one of the heaviest rainfalls on the geographical space of Ghana. On that day, it rained for more than 8 hours, with the intense part of it in the night. The rains exposed Accra as not too resilient to natural phenomena and laid bare the ignominious contribution to the weakness by members of the public. First, the flash waters caused flooding, which swept everything in its path away. The worst was to happen when fire broke out at a oil filling station in a vicinity in the capital, noted for massive flooding whenever it rained. As if destined by fate, the city's center, popularly called Commemoration Circle, was struck almost simultaneously by two extreme opposites, fire and water. The combined disaster would leave extensive damage to property and a trail of human casualties. The disaster claimed more than 160 lives. These happened to the blind side of entire society until the tide had subsided and reality laid bare to a nation that was to be shocked on spur of moment and memories not likely to fade away anytime soon. The fire outbreak occurred at the fuel station when motorists and other rush hour commuters had taken refuge from the downpour. With fuel insoluble and floating on rising waters, eyewitness account painted strange, horrifying stories about how people might have met their unluckiest moments. Alas, hundreds of the victims were consumed. They had no opportunity to tell their stories. For those who survived, they have been left to plod in life, maimed and disfigured. Unexpected and undesirable events of monstrous, tragic proportions. But then, we may have to revisit the debate as to why the city of Accra is always found wanting in peak rains. Generally, Accra is low-lying, one side in proximity with high ground, from where falling rains washes down. Another side of the coin is poor spatial planning. Often residents have taken the lead ahead of city planning, resulting in haphazard settlements. A whole suburb springs up in peri-urban areas without drainage systems and paved roads. The entire chain of service providers and quality control mechanisms have on numerous occasions failed to give value for money in respect of combined infrastructure that in their static form are made to contain natural phenomena. By far, the impediment which has been Herculean to overcome is public attitude, the tendency on the part of people to litter streets and dump solid waste in gutters. Once solid matter is deposited in gutters, which are solely the receptacles for liquid waste or running water, original purpose of the facility is subverted and defeated. Many have raised the need to monitor the preparedness of national emergency services such as hospitals, fire service, ambulance service, and crime protection security. In the heat of the moment, how patriotic and empathetic were people in the rescue efforts. The other strand of the response is society's reaction in terms of philanthropic giving. Years or months down the line, how are dependents of affected breadwinners surviving now that their sources of hope may be out of job? How has the Ghanaian traditional system, situated in extended family systems, been responsive to the post-crisis period? Government intervention was swift, commandeering military rescue teams to the crisis scene. It has also doled out to victims and their families a disaster fund. Corporate Ghana was also alive to their responsibilities. Some of Ghana's neighbors, including the Togolese leader, visited the tragic scene to commiserate with Ghanaians and to offer support to victims. At a church service to mark first anniversary of the Black Thursday, speakers indulged moral exhortations and expressed unwavering support for survivors. Some institutions evacuated their staff and closed down their offices in the disaster area. Now, the Kwame Nkrumah Circle has a different look, with an interchange in place, which may offer a sanctuary should there be an occurrence of this nature in future. Going forward, if the whole nation is in terms with the severity of that crisis, and granted that the fundamental reasons for incidents like these have not changed much, then it calls for a second look and a rethinking. Unauthorized structures in waterways are contrary to the solution. Irresponsible handling of waste material, which results in garbage being thrown into gutters, is contrary to the solution. Weather and geological forecasts predicting accurately to forewarn the public on impending dangers will prove invaluable in the search for permanent solutions. Last but not the least, we need a public that is conscious and sensitive to help tips. Move to higher grounds when, as a motorist, you believe you are caught pants down in a given situation. Safety first. Ghana needs you alive. Napoleon Ato Kittoe reporting.